Hello everyone, Prowl here with another amazing mob to talk about here in an upcoming mob vote. The mob we are looking at today is my friend here, the Allay. We will be using an add-on created by Velvoxel Raptor. If you want to get a hold of this add-on on Bedrock Edition yourself, the video Velvoxel made where the download is located will be linked in the description below. Let's talk about this cute little guy we got here. You will be able to vote for the Glare. The add-on is also made by Velvoxel, which was announced Monday, the Allay, which was announced Tuesday, or a mob that will be, in theory, announced today. Probably will already be announced by the time you watch this video during the Minecraft Live event on Saturday, October 16th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on Twitter. I will be live streaming this event with Blue Jay here on YouTube, so be sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss the event. It is going to be amazing. Now, if you haven't already seen the video that Mojang put out about the Allay, let's go ahead and watch that now.
Tiny Agnes, where are you? Hello, fellow music fan. You're my only friend now that Tiny Agnes is gone. Here, take my last cookie. You deserve it. Typical. You must be the Allay. Thanks for collecting all these cookies for me. Would you do that with any item I give you? Hooray! No more collecting for me. And you dance too? Amazing! If you give an Allay an item, it will collect matching ones for you. It also loves music. So if there's a note block nearby, that's where it will drop them.
Tiny Jens?
Will Tiny Jens ever drop an album? Was that Tiny Agnes's voice? Do you want the Allay to join Minecraft? Tune in to Minecraft Live on October 16th to cast your vote and change Minecraft forever.
So as you saw in the video there, the Allay is another utility-based mob. And I do see a trend here. And this one will seek out and collect an item that you inform it to go get for you. Not a lot of information was given about the Allay, as per usual with these sorts of videos. The mob, the concept is not fully developed because they don't know if they're gonna, add this one in or a different one in because, we gotta vote for it first and see what we're gonna get. Although we'll talk about a theory I have on that later. But we can extract some useful information from the video we just saw and numerous tweets that have been put out by King B-Dogs, who is one of Mojang's developers, and Olraf has been putting out some stuff as well. So that way we can learn a bit more about the Allay as we actually play around with this add-on to see the Allay in action. So the Allay is a mob that you can give an item to, and it will then collect and find that item for you. So like in the video, cookies were given to the Allay. And I was playing with the add-on here a little bit, and for some reason this guy will not take it unless we put the note block down. Because see, the Allay actually likes the note block, but it does not require the note block, at least in the video it didn't seem, to pick up items, because the Allay is going to make a decision of where to drop items for you. It is either going to give them to you, the player, if there's no note block around, it'll just come to you and drop them off, or it will take them to a note block if a note block is in the area. So that Allay is going to take an item. In theory, instead of dropping it to it, you would just click on it with it to tell it that that's the item it's going to collect. And then it will collect that item forever. It's not going to drop the only item it has like it did here in this add-on. But what you do is we'll give the guy a cookie. Take the cookie. There he goes. And he will collect other cookies, as you can see here. And then it will take those cookies eventually and take them and drop them off at the note block. Now again, remember, this is just a basic add-on that the creator probably made within a few hours, which he did great work, by the way. The fact that it's picking up items, and it is, it seems like maybe it's using like villager AI right now to where it's like, it has a time that it like quote unquote works, and then it's working is picking these items up, and then it'll go back to its like block and then drop them off. Although this dude is like really wandering off right now, but in theory he would collect these cookies, these items, and then it would, after collecting them, go and drop them off for you to be able to pick up. But there's other utility that we can get out of this too, outside of it just dropping them somewhere. Because what we should be able to do is we should be able to pop a hopper Let's put it down on the ground about right here. Maybe we'll put one on this side too. We put the note block here, and he's kind of busy right now, so we'll spawn in a new one. And this guy should take these cookies, at least some of them. And then at some point, he's going to decide to come over here, and he's going to drop those cookies off at the note block. Come here and play new music. And here he comes. And then he should be able to drop them off, and your items get picked up by a hopper. So not only can you use this guy to just bring stuff to you, you can have him drop stuff in a hopper. Now, the Allay will only actually pick up items that are on the ground. So like if I were to say, give it oak logs, it's not going to then chop down this oak tree for me and take those items over. That's something more left over for like a Tango Tech mod, right? But it will take that item back over for me and collect numerous items if I have them sitting around, but it will only collect that one type. So yes, that also means that you cannot make it run around and collect diamonds for you, and it's not going to duplicate them and bring you more. That was a theory that some people had early on, thinking that this little dude actually was going to duplicate items. It doesn't. It just finds items that are sitting around of that same type. So what are our more practical uses for the Allay? Well, one of those uses could be mass collection of items, right? Because let's say I'm mining out a big area of grass, and I want the Allay to actually help me in picking that up, the dirt. So I could be sitting here mining with a full inventory, because maybe I don't want to pick up these blocks, or maybe I don't have enough space to pick them up. And then eventually that Allay would come over here and then start collecting these items. So as you can see, well, he's just running away right now, but he would pick these items up and then take them over to drop them off in that hopper that I have set up. That way I don't have to run these items back and forth, and instead it's going to run the items around for me. It's going to save me time and effort in doing that. And maybe if I had multiple Allay, I could have one collecting dirt, and then one, are you going to get it? No. And then one, no, take it. And one collecting cobblestone. So as I'm mining, when I'm digging up dirt, that one's going to be getting the dirt. When I'm chopping up cobblestone with a pickaxe, like I would be if I go a little bit further down, maybe this is literally the deepest dirt hole I've ever seen. If I'm chopping down cobblestone, I would have one collecting a cobblestone for me. Therefore, I can have multiple Allays as like a little workforce to collect all of my items. Now, even more so, in theory, we could do this as some sort of item sorter. Now, this would require that in some way you could make the Allay stay with a particular like note block to go to, which I can't do with this add-on, but just imagine for me for a second. You have an Allay here, and this one's going to sort oak logs. And you have one here. This one's going to sort through these spruce logs. And then you have one over here that is going to sort through dark oak logs. And in theory, hopefully what they would do, although these guys are probably going to wander around a bit, it's not going to work, but they would take it to their respective locations to sort them out for you. So then you kind of can use them like a natural item sorter. Also, when it comes to like getting them to stick with a certain note block, wouldn't it be cool if, like, what if you could do this, right? Because with these note blocks, each note block, let me turn it daytime again. Now, different types of blocks make different types of sounds with note blocks. So what if you had a way to synchronize the Allay per type of item that it collects with the note block? So if you wanted to collect, say, dark oak wood, you would put the note block on top of a piece of dark oak, and it makes this sound. So that would synchronize this dude with this, right? And then you have one for the cobblestone. You have one for dirt. And that is how you would synchronize them. Now that would require a little bit more work because the different wood types don't make different sounds, at least right now. But what if they did? What if the different types of woods did make different types of sounds? Then you could sync it by item, or maybe just to make it not too overpowered, what if it's not like that? What if it's just by item type, right? Woods, stones, dirt, And then like for whatever different type of sound a note block can make is something that you can actually have it automatically sort. But then that would leave out some things too, like non-stackable items. You can't make this make a sound. It's just going to make the sound of the wood. So a little bit more thought would need to go into this, but how awesome would that be that that's how you actually synchronize them? Oh, dude, I'm loving this so far. This mob could be so awesome. That leads up to some questions about the Allay. How many items can it hold? Well, according to King B-Dogs and Olraf at this time, and remember that if the Allay gets voted into Minecraft, things would likely change a lot through like further development on their end, player feedback, and that sort of thing. But the Allay is said to only hold whatever it can carry in one slot. So kind of imagine like Java players will know this. Bedrock players don't know nothing about this, but you have like your main hand and your offhand, right? So maybe in your offhand, it would hold, in the offhand slot, it would hold like the item that you give it. And in the main hand slot, it would hold like the full stack of that particular item, right? So basically it can just hold one item in addition to the item that you give it. So if you give it a sword, it will then go and carry other swords, but only one. If you give it an oak log, it'll carry one oak log, and this is the item I want hand, and then in its inventory it would carry a stack of oak logs. Now I think it would be great if this is one of the things that they did change if implemented, so the Allay could actually, you know, maybe hold, I don't know, like 9 total stacks of items, sort of like a villager can hold 9 stacks of food. It has basically like a hot bar's worth of like storage space. It would make it so, you know, if you needed to sort through or gather a lot of these items, the Allay, you wouldn't have to have this many Allays around. You could just have one per item type, and it worked pretty quickly and efficiently. It would make players feel like they don't need to have a whole bunch of them that, depending on what device you play on, could potentially lag out your world or, I don't know, make things more difficult than they need to be, essentially. And then if you want it to maybe transfer any faster than that, then you can add in a second one for that item type, or a third one if need be. Now the Allay will bring items to a note block and drop them off. Will it go to the same spot on the note block every time? Is it always going to come to whatever the front was whenever I placed it down and drop them right there? Or is it sometimes going to come over here or back here? Because that could affect the type of layout. If it just comes to the front, well, something like this, super simple. That's all that you need. But let's say it doesn't. If it doesn't, are you going to need something like this where water flows all to one spot? So then the Allay would kind of like fly up, and then that was kind of a cool effect. And then drop the item right here. And then no matter where they drop the item in from, it's going to go in there. Or you're going to have to do something more like this, where it needs like a, where it needs a solid surface to like go over top of. So you'll have to like make some sort of like hopper loop type thing to where it can drop it on any side and go in. So that's another question that we have. Will it always go to the same note block every time? Or will it always go to the note block? Oh, I'm sorry. Or will it always go to the note block that's closest? So if this guy drops stuff off at this note block first, is he always going to go to that one? Or if he's out collecting items over this way, is he then going to drop them off right here? We don't know how like intelligent that these things are going to be, or how much we're going to be able to control them. Maybe it'll link up to the note block like a villager profession does. Or maybe when it's close to it, you hit the tune and then it does that. Or maybe it does the thing that I mentioned over here where you could do it via like the type of block that the note block is sitting on. I really like that idea. I hope that's the one that they do. Is the Allay a fully solid creature, or is it more like the Vex? Because they kind of look like a Vex, right? If I have a storage system hidden behind a very ugly wall right here, is it going to be able to just go through that wall and then drop stuff off at the note block and hopper that's going to be back here? And like go into my storage system that way? Or does it need an entrance, right? Because what if this is in like a big room? Because, you know, a lot of us like to decorate our areas, right? We want them to look good. And what if it's inside of some sort of room and it doesn't have access to get in here? Can it just go through the wall and drop my stuff off? Or do I need to give it an entrance? Do I need to, you know, give it something like this where it can walk through? Or, I mean, it has wings that can fly. What if I just have that right there? Does it just know that that block is in there and it can just come in and deposit its item and then come back out? Maybe you could automate it and put a trap door there with a tripwire or a pressure plate, and then it comes up, it goes in the door, or it comes through the trap door, goes down, and then has a way to come back out. There's a lot of ways that you can do this that would actually be really cool. Imagine you have like a little door right here and then a little pressure plate right there, and it kind of walks up because it knows it's there. It goes in, it deposits, it walks back out. How do you get them to where you want them to go? Is it a Pokemon? Can I throw a Pokeball at it to retrieve it? Do you scoop it up in a bucket? Do you leash it? I think with the introduction of these utility-like mobs, a new method of transporting them is going to be needed. The bucket doesn't make sense. Leads, they're incredibly hard to manage and very annoying. And it teleporting to you like the dogs do, like if you have a pet dog or cat or even a parrot. I don't know. That just feels really immersion breaking and like something that's Minecraft 10 years ago. It's not Minecraft now. You know what I mean? So what if you carry some sort of satchel, right? Because everybody likes satchels, or a fanny pack on you with some utility mob slots like built into it. You can like store and retrieve them in some way from this. Yeah, I'm kind of going the Pokemon route again here, aren't I? But come on, these two guys, they kind of look a lot like Pokemon, don't they? So now we know about two different mobs that could potentially be added to the game. The Glare, aka Oscar the Grouch, or the Allay, aka the Blue Vex. Between these two, which are you going to vote for? I see the use of both, and actually I like both of them. And so far for me, I think the Allay is winning out. The potential in it is extremely high, whereas the Glare is a lot more straightforward. It definitely has a use, but I don't know, it doesn't have like a deep level of mechanics to it that I personally like. But we need to see what the third mob is first. And also, I'm sticking to my prediction here. The third mob is also going to be like great and extremely useful. This mob vote will have 3 mobs that all would be really great to have in the game, and Mojang will actually just decide to include all of them. It will take Dream's dream of ruining another mob vote, and it's going to flush it down the toilet. Sorry, Dream, you're not going to get to troll everybody this time, bud. And really, it would be like the final like Mojang trolling to all the mob vote controversy it's always happened, where like, oh, why did you pick the Phantom? Why did Dream ruin this mob vote and give us the glow squid? Nope, I don't think they're going to do that this time. I think they're going to have 3 mobs that are so awesome that in the end, they're just going to be like, yeah, we're just going to add all of them in. So thank you to everyone for watching this video. If you want to see more videos like this, click that like button to get this video seen by more people and subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 50,000 subscribers, and your help getting there would be amazing. Also, check out the Bedrock Guide series, which is my Minecraft survival guide played on the Bedrock edition of the game, and my Parity Check series, where we deep dive into parity differences between Bedrock and Java editions in an effort to help bring the editions closer together to become just one version of Minecraft. Thanks again. I appreciate y'all being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye!